Let's face it, guys, we've all been there, right? You meet a girl on the dating app, you propose a date, you collected her number, and she accepted to all of this. On the D day, you are willing to put on the best impression because the last date you went with the girl ended in rejection and you don't certainly want such a thing to happen in the situation. So you adjusted her seats, you guys had dinner, cocktails, had some intellectual conversation, and in fact you made some jokes and she laughed at your jokes, right? After the date, you're about leaving, you walk out to a taxi, you bid her goodbye because you anticipated that this was perfect. And the goodbye was literally goodbye. A few days later, you want to meet up with her, but she's so reluctant. And after a little bit of pressure, she sends you a message. Hey, you're such a nice guy. You're such a fantastic guy. Every girl would love you, but unfortunately, I can't find any chemistry between us.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
You're devastated. You have no idea what has happened. Well, in this video, I'm going to put out some game to you. Listen, I'll show you the psychological reason behind the response and what you can do going forward to have successful dates that could end in pound time. Hey, what's up, guys? Mike here. I'm 6'1" tall or 186 centimeters, depending on the matrix you understand. I have been rated a 2/10 by girls, but yet I roll with the 9s and the 10s. It boils down to just one thing: game. In this channel, I'm going to show you the psychological and the mental tricks to get the girls that you actually want. I am not a relationship coach. I am not a dating coach. I'm not a marriage counselor. I don't know how to keep a relationship. But one thing I do know is how to get those relationships. And if by any chance you love the videos you watch on my channel, just make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon. Hey, this is Mike, and henceforth I will be your game coach. And here in my $2 million studio, I'll be showing you some games that you can use on every date you go to. Now, I don't want to talk about, the reasons behind why she sent you the message, but then I'll just jump straight into the solutions. That is practically what we're here for. All right. Now, the first mistake you're making was that you didn't choose the right target. Okay. Listen, if you're someone like me who loves to pay for dates, I don't love splitting the bills. You don't understand the fact that going on fruitless dates is a waste of time, a waste of investment, and a waste of self-confidence, because the more you reject it, the more you feel like, damn, I can't really find a girl who likes me. So to avoid all of this, I spend my time looking for the right target to go on a date with.
Find me a target.
How do you know the right target? I'm going to show you now. There is a litmus test I developed, exactly a girl who is the right target for me. And when I mean the right target, I mean a girl who is really into me, who wants to see me even more than I want to see her. If this could work for me, look at me, I'm practically like a 2 or 3. And if this could work for me, the tricks I'm about to show you right now, definitely if you're a 5, 6, 7, or 8, listen, it should work effortlessly for you. The litmus test I use in making sure that I get the right girl for myself is this. After getting a contact on a dating app, the next thing I do is that I move her to WhatsApp immediately. And after confirming the date, I use the following line to differentiate the people I'm supposed to delete and the people I'm supposed to move ahead with. Here's the line I sent to them. Hey, I'm really looking forward to seeing you on this date, where we can have a few drinks or have dinner while I look at your face, admire your beauty, and most likely steal a few kisses from you. The keyword there is still a few kisses. If she objects to that, be like, hey, sorry, I don't do that. I don't know you well. I don't blah, blah, blah. Listen, all you have to do is be bold enough to delete her number and move to the other girl.
Time to move on.
A girl who likes you, who really wants to see you, wouldn't focus so much on the stealing of cases part. It's not rape because you're actually telling her ahead of time that this is exactly what I'm going to do if we get to meet. And a girl who likes you physically, who sees that, wow, you're such an attractive guy, wouldn't find such a thing repulsive. So it's like very simple. She accepts that, and I know that, yeah, this is the right girl for me, and I'm going out on a date with you. When you meet her for the first time, if that's the first time you're meeting her physically, it's okay to give a warm hug. Don't hug too much, and don't be scared of hugging, right? When you get to the restaurant, don't have the imagination of bringing a seat out for her, because it shows that you're over-investing and you'd seem like the typical average nice guy who doesn't have lots of girls that you roll with. If you want to sit, you either sit side by side. If she's open to sitting side by side, that is the best sitting position on a date. Sitting opposite each other would seem like, a formal interview and doesn't really create intimacy. Ask questions and pretend to listen. even if they're boring, even if they're too long. I mean, just pretend to listen, right? And most times when you want to follow up with your own conversation, it's okay to elaborate on the story she's told you. So if you asked her something like, hey, why do people like you? Or why do you think you're so likable by people? And she gives you some blah, blah, blah stuff. When you want to follow up on that, it's okay to give a personal touch to her own story, which means you follow up her story with your own story. Let's say, for example, I asked her why people like you, and she told me some blah, 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 which I'm not really interested in. I can follow up with something like, yeah, because the other day I was at the gym, so we had this cute girl walk up to me, she wanted to know me more and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of the day, when I asked her, hey, why did you approach me? Why do you like me? She was like, hey, she loved my smile. Now, basically, this is my own creativity, so it's okay to be creative and come up with your own, something that would make you seem like you have so many options. This is practically the trick. As the conversation is going on, there's some risk game you have to drop. And one of them is I dated someone who looks like you, or I dated someone from your country. Now, this creates the feeling that, wow, you can have someone like her inside of her mind, right? So for me, I say something like, where are you from? And she says, hey, I'm from Germany. I'll be like, wow, is this coincidence or was it planned? Because my ex-girlfriend was also from Germany. You see, this could work.
That was easy.
Or I could say something like, wow, the first time I saw you, I thought you were my ex, because, I had a girlfriend who looked just like you, and she's also from Germany. And I was thinking that she was probably trying to use your profile to troll me or to stalk me. Easy game. Another psychological game you could also use while talking to a girl on a date is to casually hold her hands. Now, the way I lead to this situation is this. I ask her, hey, what about your ex-boyfriend? Are you dating now? What's up with your relationship now? She could say something like, hey, I'm not dating now, but I had an ex-boyfriend. And then I follow up with the question, tell me about your ex-boyfriend. Let me hear about him. Now, typically, they're going to say all sorts of stuff, that the guy wasn't this, the guy wasn't that. And while she's in such an emotional mood, I extend my hand to her. I hold her hand, because they say a shoulder to cry on is, the part of the quote. Right? Good. So in such a situation, I hold her hand while she's talking, and I try to create this intimacy between the both of us, when she's saying something vulnerable or when she's such an emotional mood. Another way I create the illusion of I've known you for a long time, which highly reduces the response of we don't have any chemistry, is by moving her from one location to another the same night, which is why I tell some of the guys I coach, make sure that you're going out with your most serious dates during the weekends, either Fridays or Saturdays. It gives you the time to move from one place to another without any form of excuses of I have something to do the next day. And it's also very important that you confirm from her if she has something to do the next day. If she has nothing to do, then just know that you have all night for yourself. And this is the perfect time to make sure that you can utilize every single hour of the night. So when we move from one place to another, there's a way I use to initiate the case. Now, for people who are kind of less confident, you could ask for permission in a soft way, which is this. Most times I ask the girl, can I tell you something with my lips? And then she might look at me and smile, and then I go for the kiss. But if you are more confident, it's okay to just look at her, create the right time, you smile, she smiles at you, and you go over for the kiss. It's as simple as that. If she's not comfortable with it, she will definitely tell you. But if she says nothing, then you can go for the kiss over and over again as you wish. Let her get home. Listen, don't make the mistake of trying to take her to a house if you don't have the mind of, the same night. So it's okay to just get a taxi for her, put her in a taxi. If you live in a city where they use the metro, you can also use the metro. Escort her to the metro station and let her get back to the house. And before she leaves, tell her, okay, you know what? I'm going to see you again, and hopefully anytime next week. Let her have that at the back of her mind, and then you can just allow her get back to the house. Believe me, she's going to dream of you and her together, and there's no way she's going to text you the next day telling you that I don't find any form of chemistry between both of you. It's never happening. right? So if you follow the trick step by step without making any form of mistake, it is super simple to make sure that you never get any form of rejection in the name of I don't have any chemistry between both of us. All those doesn't matter. So then just make sure that you get the right target, which is the most important thing. You have the right target. And once you have the right target, you're 98% about to close the deal. So, guys, this is the game for today. And if you love more of this, just make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so that when I drop games like this, you wouldn't get to miss out on the show. My name is Mike, and I will be your dating coach going forward. Well, not that. I will be your game coach. There's a difference between dating and game. We're just here to apply the games and make sure we win the games. As simple as that. Thank you so much for listening. See you next one. Peace out.